All right, look at that. We are back.
What an intro.
I know, it's amazing, right? Do you know where my dancing's from?
Persia.
No.
Pakistan?
No, but it's Pootie Tang, Jack.
Oh,
Okay, there you go. My bad.
man, I did not.
It's been a slip up.
I have all the cultural things you should know.
Bro, this is the third week that this comes around.
Part of your religion or something.
Hey, man, it could be, but hey, you know what I'm saying?
This is the third time we start with that Pootie thing. He's obsessed with Pootie
I
thing.
will bring
I see.
Pootie Bang back on every single
time.
show. All right, so we are back. This is, I don't even know what episode it is, and we
4,
haven't even done
5.
that many, 4 or 5.
It's a fresh episode.
Yeah, joining me with Fresh and Fit Walter.
Yes.
The ultimate fresh CEO, or so you call yourself, all right? All right.
You know what that stands
CEO.
for, by the way, CEO?
No, tell me.
Chief Executive Officer.
Every opportunity.
Oh, that's not what it's.
That's cute.
When I was growing up, man, it was tough.
That's not what
Now
my
we're taking
brain went.
control.
It was tough.
Yeah.
Why was it tough growing up?
Well, first of all, I'm a
Because you're
kid.
black.
Thank you. He gets it.
Yeah.
Well, he's not.
Well,
black.
he's not black, though. He's a fake black.
You know black? You know,
I know black puppy. I know black puppy.
I know black. I ain't Dominican.
But no. Just like, coming here from Barbados, no one knows who I am. What I do is like, scrawny black kid, forget about him, invisible. So it's kind of hard,
So you have the Scarface syndrome a little bit, like the whole like I need to prove myself now and like,
need to, bro.
let everybody know what's up.
I gotta get out the
And then
hood.
Cardone tells me I'll never make it. Remember? Grant
Yeah,
Cardone said
I
I'll never make it.
Oh, okay.
Well, Grant Cardone, that's a whole story for another day.
We all have a Grant Cardone story.
Yeah.
But let's
wanted to.
talk. Hold on, I want to keep this on show because this is gonna be a really long show. I have a feeling that we're gonna have a lot to talk about. So we have a lot of car news, but we also have you here because there's been a lot of news recently all over the internet about Miami guys buying a ton of crazy cars.
Hypercars.
Right. And all of these guys have somehow been on your show before or touched you somehow or
Wait, hold on. Let's just. I'm gonna go ahead and stop right there. They be touching you.
Hey, bruh. Pause.
Look, I'm just going by what he said.
First of all,
First of
they've
all.
not all been on my show.
What had happened was
Secondly, I'm
Third.
gonna say this.
See.
I know them from proximity, not know them personally.
Okay.
so
Sometimes.
they were in proximity and they touched
What's going on
you.
here?
So you're familiar with
What are you talking about?
But anyways, so the
Continuing on anyway.
yeah, so the
Dude, don't make the podcast weird.
yeah, I know. Like we're don't try to change the topic.
Don't
So
make it
we
weird.
have all these guys. I know what you're trying to do. You're trying to stay some neutral. Like
So they were in proximity and they touched you.
Yeah, nothing's going on. So
That happened.
what is happening in Miami with all these fake ballers buying hyper wannabe cars that aren't really hypercars and then somehow pretending that they are richer than they are? Why is this happening? Now, you share a lot of similarity with this in your early days.
Yeah.
So tell us about what's happening that people are blind to.
So I've been through the fire myself, first of all. But I will say this. The Miami culture is very invasive and very captivating. You come to Miami, you're trying to make money, you're trying to become successful, you follow the patterns. People live the lifestyle. What does that include? Girls, cars, tables, dinners. But it's a
Proximity to
facade
dudes
because
touching you.
it's not really real, if that makes sense. It's kind of it's like a dream movie, but it's not real because people aren't genuine. But long story short, to keep it concise here with the car stuff, people buy cars because friends say, come to the dealership, come over here. More than not, it's a dealership where like it's not in their benefit or their actual good. Because the cars that they're buying, either they're doing it through rent to own, ways, or through means that they shouldn't be doing it not naturally. So what I mean by that, you should build it up, like you said, wait time, make sure you put in the right amount of cars at the beginning, like you start small, work your way up. But it kind of jumpstart to like hypercars, supercars right away.
So it's the instant gratification part that they don't qualify to buy these cars, but they're indirectly pushing that qualification as far as out as it can,
And we've
even if
all
it's
been
going to
there.
financial ruin them.
Hold on, and we've all been there. You've been there. You've been there.
No, I haven't. No,
hold on,
never, not
Financial ruin.
Well, as a nigga, I've been there, okay? I've been there. The mentality is get the money, spend the money, have fun with the money. And listen, I've learned, I've evolved. And I'll say this with the Miami lifestyle. Most people that are there are faking it. 100%.
Yes,
Fake it till you make it.
And when you fake it, you got to keep it with the Joneses. Because if you don't, you're out. And people are
But
watching.
why do you think you're out, though? You see, I disagree because I don't live in Miami. I live close enough to Miami, and I understand
You
people.
do not live close to
No.
Miami.
What do you mean? It's an hour away. It's not that far. Yeah, it's not
He
that
lives
far.
closer. I live closer to Miami, and I live an hour from Miami.
Floridians may disagree, but whatever. So I'm within proximity of Miami. I go to Miami often. I understand the culture that exists with it's like every major city. If you're in New York, it's the same thing. If you're within a certain peer group, but Miami's more flashy on cars because, the car culture in Florida. So the question though becomes, why do you think like they wouldn't be taken seriously if they were doing something good? Like what's wrong? This is what I've always argued. What's wrong with being 22 or 23 and having a Huracan or an SVJ? Since when is that not good as a human being? That's still 0.01% of the entire United States / global population of cars.
I get what you're saying, Unc. But listen, Unc.
Oh, damn.
This is very important.
He said you wear an Android with a belt clip on you.
I'm getting there to Unc status, but I'm not there yet. So there's a silver lining, and there's also like a imaginary line you got to hit at a young age. And let me explain. As you go through the people in Miami, younger, 18 years old, 20 years old, making $1 million a month, $200K a month, you're like,
Damn,
hold on,
rich people.
wait, you're 18 making this much money? How are you doing this stuff? And then what happens is you're like, okay, you know what? Now I got to show people I'm making it by buying the cars, buying the watches. And it's fine, but more often than not, you didn't understand how you got the money. It kind of like just happened. You got a business.
You got
lucky.
extra money faster than you expected, like a contract on a
I've
ball
been there as
player.
well,
Yeah.
But here's what you're not seeing in Miami. If you don't do these things, you're not invited to certain spots.
Mm-hmm.
You're not given the chance to say, yo, he's popping. He has this car, that car. Bring him over here. And you kind of don't get in the do. You're not like invited to certain activities and events. So you're kind of like just a fly on the wall. However, when you buy these cars, oh, bro, come to the car show, come to this event, come to dinner. And then you get into circles where people are doing these activities. However, like I said before, it's not real. Most of them are broke themselves or just faking it. So what happens is...
So do you want to be invited in those places? Like, why do you want to be invited so that you kill your own lifespan from 20 years being in business to 3 years and basically disappearing off the earth? Like,
you're right.
Isn't that
It's
the
like,
idea? Right.
and I've seen people come and go. For example, crypto bros, they're popping in a club, spending 2 BTC in a club. Crazy.
You guys see
And
crypto?
I'm like, oh yeah, I do. But I'm like, where are they now? They're gone. So people come and go. But the thing is, like, if you're young, you don't understand how life really works. You're kind of like, okay, I'm going with the flow. Everyone's doing it. I'm hopping on a train. We're all making money.
But then you're sitting on social media giving financial advice to people on how to get rich. Explain that part to me. Like, because I get the whole, you want to fuck your life up. No problem. You want to go and buy.
Fuck mine up too.
Yeah. Exactly.
I ain't do nothing to you. Damn.
Classic Office Space line.
I'm gonna fuck up mine too. I ain't do nothing.
So if you have money and you're doing well, you could have a 10-year path to success, or you can have a 3-year path to crashing.
Yes.
Most kids think they'll defy that 3-year path and somehow they'll make it into being the next, like $100 million guy, and they'll figure it out the same way they figured it out to here.
Yeah.
But the real question is, they're going on social media teaching financial freedom or using financial freedom.
But they're broke.
But they're beyond broke and they can't even afford the purchases they're making. So I don't understand the logic behind that. Like, isn't that a recipe for a disaster? Like,
very good question and statement. This is what I'll say. Yes, it is. And what I didn't realize is that coming into business and doing certain things, money can stop. Like, it can be great for a couple
instantly
months,
it stops
a
at
year,
once,
and then it cycles.
Yeah.
So
look at what happened to Wes Watson.
Well, that guy gets interjected in every conversation.
Listen, Wes is doing his thing. I'm gonna leave that there. This is what I'll say, right, bro? A lot of people come into the lifestyle and they start making money. Then it stops, and then they didn't save anything. They didn't do investments or assets. So that's the part where you're right. However, teaching people financial advice when you're doing that, it is dumb because you're lying to people. You yourself are...
And you're going to get caught. And when you get caught, then your reputation is done on the internet. Right. So basically people will toss you out. So,
but here's why I understand the lifestyle is because people that are in that circle and in those like environments, they need to be known. They need to be seen. They need to have the nicest car because look at girls are everywhere. Like, you want to pull up with the baddest girl. You want to pull up with the nicest car because you're doing well. However, that's not true wealth. it's just a flashy dream that doesn't last very long.
And listen, we're the last people that are going to judge people for having exotic cars. I have a huge exotic car collection. I think there's a lot of value. There's a lot of networking, a lot of friendship.
But it's how you acquire these things.
Exactly. And that's the argument. Like, you're really invited to the circles that really matter, not the club that just gives you clout for 10 minutes and then tosses you out the next time you're not invited because your next car is not as cool as mine, or this guy's more popping on social media today. You're invited because of who you are, and who you are actually has accumulated wealth, which has also built cars. But like, if I get invited somewhere, someone doesn't go, if you don't bring the Bugatti, you can't be in here.
So, you know what's crazy? People I know right
and
now.
also, just so you know, I'm never invited.
Can you because you're
You beat me
Because
to
I'm
the
an
line.
asshole.
because you're an asshole.
You beat me to the line. I was like, no one invites you.
But what I will
Yeah, no
say-
one.
You're right. People get invited because of their cars. Now, here's my process, right? So at the beginning, no one knew who I was or what I was about. You know, just
Random rich black
Random
guy.
rich black guy.
Right?
Yeah.
and it was like, cool. I could pull up with my car, cool. But then you start building a name for yourself. You start building like a brand for yourself. You're the brand, you're the name. Like Safari, for example, we pull up and I'm like, bro, they know us. We could just pull up in a fucking Honda Toyota.
Yeah, or in a gas Cybertruck.
But these people have no brand or actual real life skills. It's kind of like they just
Exactly.
rent some money, they bought a car. Look at me now. However, for longevity, you need that. You need a brand or you need a purpose behind what you're doing. So this is where I say people that have these cars, you invited because of what they have. No,
Correct. And that ends very quickly when business dries up.
Yeah.
And so they don't get invited anywhere else. But at what cost is the argument? Because once you destroy your 23s, 25 years of age into losing your reputation entirely, you set yourself back 10 years for 3 years of stupidity. And no one will
Hold on.
trust you again.
You know what I don't get? If I'm making all this money,
Whoa.
why am I going to teach you? Bro,
Because I want to make money
I'm
too.
selfish, bro.
Oh.
I'm making a lot of money. If I'm making, I don't know, 400K a month, $1 million a month, why would I teach you?
Well, I tell you, this is a
thought
really,
it was.
hold on, this is a really, really good question, because I get unfortunately put into that bucket because I've been teaching on the internet for 20 years.
Yeah.
And I get put in this bucket a lot, which is like, oh, well, if you're so rich, why do you teach people? So I make a lot of money teaching. Like, I'm very honest about it. I'm not the kind of guy to hide like, oh, I sell a course on the internet. I don't sell courses. I have brands and I have platforms that I've been teaching 20, 30,000 people each over the last 15 plus years on the internet. And they have results. So the thing that's kind of funny though, is people are like, well, you're teaching people to get watches and cars. I'm like, no, I'm teaching people finance true cars and watches, which I've taught you over the years. Now you've grown up and you understand the
Matured.
difference, right? You've lost 2 SVJs like you told me, and now right? Okay.
Yeah.
So instead of having a Bugatti now, you're now rebuilding that side of the car stuff until you get back up there correctly.
Yes.
So, but you could have had a Bugatti by now.
I could have.
You could have. And that's the mistake, right? It's like, because you wanted the SVJ early, you didn't get the Bugatti later. So this is exactly the problem. But I get put in this bucket of people that like sell courses. Now, one of my 12 different businesses is courses, like selling courses on the internet. I love teaching. I've always done it and I'm always going to do it. I can't teach cars and watches without having cars and watches. So it's not used as a symbol of success. It's used because that's what we teach. Like, we teach cars and watches. So yes, I have to have an RM because I teach people how to acquire them, and I teach people how to acquire Ferraris. I'm not using a Ferrari to say I'm successful, follow me, whatever. Plus, I hate Ferraris, they're shit. But
I agree.
yeah, but the point that I'm trying to make here is like, they don't, so it's not about if you're doing well, why do you teach? Some of us are built to teach. Like, I'm built to teach. I love teaching. I write books on human consciousness. Like, I love this stuff. I don't take myself too seriously. I'm very authentic to who I am. Most people don't like me. It's okay, right? I'm fine with that. But reality is, my students have a real success, and they've had success for 20 years.
I'm one of them.
Yeah, and I'm still doing it myself. So I'm still practicing what I teach. So I'm not like, hey, I'm done. I've made my money. Now you guys go do that. But I feel like there's this negative concept in the world right now. Like, if you're selling a course because of people like that are basically financially ruined, that are teaching other kids how to become financially ruined, and you don't think that advice there is going to go like, you should go get an SVJ, dude, if you want to be successful. Well, no, you don't, because you're going to be bankrupt.
You're gonna be broke.
Because you're an idiot.
So this is why I like PJ, right? Pause. PJ.
No,
Actually,
you broke that earlier. You can't do the pause now. Because you said you was in proximity, the dudes was touching you. So look, I'm here to keep the peace, and that's part of keeping the
me
peace.
finish.
Reminding you what you said.
All right, let me get his point.
PJ stands on business, right?
Yes, he
Because he's business first.
Correct.
And most of these guys out here are not business first. They didn't create anything.
They're
successful,
party first.
and they sell you basically rocks in a bag. Now PJ has the foundation. He built it from business first. So after that, everything else is just icing on top. Also, this shit works. All my friends that were in the workshops are successful. They're doing pretty well. Sell watches, for example. They make a bunch of money, or they know how to buy cars correctly.
Yeah.
So my thing is like, your shit is real value, and you could do it for free if you want.
But it gets jammed up by the pond being polluted.
Yeah.
By the imbeciles that are young.
Hold on, you will tell me when I'm messing up. Most people be like, "Oh, bro, just do the course and then figure it out."
Yeah, it's kind of
bro,
hard up.
you're messing up here. Here's the truth. You're honest.
Yeah, and it hurts, and it's not comfortable.
Oh, it hurts.
And it might prevent you from being a loyal student in my eyes because you might be angry. But that's okay because I've devoted myself to teaching, not to earfuck people about, like making them feel good about their position, right?
I remember this, right? I was working at Chick-fil-A.
Oh, you was at Chick-fil-A?
Yeah,
You got
Chick-fil-A.
something.
My pleasure. Back in the day.
Isn't that a Christian place, though?
It is.
I don't want to. Hold on. I don't want to say it. I don't want to say it, but I think I'm the qualified one to say it. Like, they hire black dudes at Chick-fil-A?
No, they have black dudes at Chick-fil-A. Yeah,
Which
they have black dudes.
Chick-fil-A?
They're inclusive, man.
Dude, even Del Rey has some black dudes.
They inclusive.
These are Christian too.
Black dudes are. They're all crazy. Everybody's Christian.
Yeah, exactly.
Here's where the story goes, right? I just saw your videos on YouTube, watching videos. I'm like taking it in every single day. Pause. And then what happens is, right? See, he's in Florida. I'm in Florida too. Okay. And remember I hit you up. I was like, hey, man.
Secret on Thursdays, I remember.
Yeah. I go to this workshop. Mind you, I'm broke as hell. I spent my last amount of money going to this workshop. And I drive my Toyota, 1992, 140K miles.
Nice.
All the way to Boca or wherever we were, right? Or Florida. So we go over there. Listen, bro, whatever I can do to help you, bro, I can't. I will. Social media, I'm pretty good at. Cool. Prove your worth to me, and then we'll come back. And then you told me. I remember you picked me up in the car. You went for a drive to Starbucks. You were like, you need 100K saved up before you talk to me about investing. I was like, what?
Yep.
I'm not even making like 10K. Like, I'm not even close to that.
Nah, you're not
100K is too far gone.
No.
Then when I get older, more seasoned in my career, in tech, and of course making money, I'm like, I understand now why you said 100K. But I was like, I'm mad at you. Like, what the fuck, bro? Like,
Right, because it makes you feel like you're not included. It's the opposite of what Miami people try to do, which is that you're in the club, dude.
Oh,
Spend
yeah,
money.
give me your
But
10
imagine that. Like, you spent the last money you had coming to a workshop. What if that workshop was a scam? What if it wasn't?
Whoa.
Right, imagine. What if it didn't launch you into the right direction and today you weren't as successful? Exactly. So my argument is teaching comes with a sense of responsibility, that once you take people's money to teach them something, you can't scam the teaching. If you do that, then you're the biggest piece of shit, because people, it's not that you can't use marketing to sell people, but reality is that, and we got to get into car conversation too here, but the reality is that unfortunately, when people come to someone, they're vulnerable when they're weak, right? They're vulnerable when they don't have money. They're vulnerable and they're young and they're admirable and they look at you as their hero and you're like, you have this car I want, you have this lifestyle I want. And then they find out this shit ain't real. Like, imagine this shit's bullshit. And it's like, and they're like, I spent 10 grand and I thought I had a shot. Now I realize I don't. And I just wasted all that money and I could have fucking done something with that and not put my mom in a bad place, not put my life in a bad place. And I feel like it's such a piece of shit thing to do when you scam people doing that.
you know what I hear? Stories of people that went to mentors or went to people online. Hey, bro, you know this guy? I went to him. I lost money. And I'm like, wow. Like, this is not publicized on the internet. All they see is the cars, the lifestyle.
Yeah, because then they're afraid to speak out because they feel like they're going to be out of the club. And somehow they're still holding on to this idea of being part of the club. So, you know, to any of you fuckers out there that are selling shitty courses and fucking pretending to be teachers, well, fuck you.
Look straight to the camera and said it too.
Should call the
That
names.
shit was personal, bro.
Should we call the names right now? Just kidding. So hold on.
Well, you have the name list. Do you want to throw out the name?
No, we can bleep anything you want.
But what did you teach her?
Who's her?
Who's her?
You keep bringing this up like as if...
Oh,
Dude, there's nothing on the screen. It's blank.
It's just the logo on the screen right
Yeah,
now.
there's nothing going on. Anyway, so let's get into the conversation about cars, because you like cars. You have what do you drive now?
Make the podcast.
So right now I have a couple cars. I sold a couple because I did it the wrong way a little bit. But I have the Aston Martin Vantage Roadster.
That's a nice car. I've had one of those. You have the V12 or you have the Poverty V8?
Wow.
Wait, hold on. Wait a minute. First of all, there's laws in Florida now where if you go over 100 miles,
Super speed.
they will put you in jail
Super
and
speed.
suspend your license.
That has nothing to do with this conversation.
I am being smart about my life and I'm moving accordingly, right? I have the G-Wagon as well.
You got rid of the Cybertruck.
You have a
Well,
Cybertruck?
hold on.
You have a Cybertruck?
Hold on.
Because
Cybertruck outside?
Let's get it straight.
Okay.
I was given a Cybertruck for 2 weeks from a sponsor. It was not my car.
Okay.
So don't say, hey, listen.
So they needed to give it to you free. So they needed to give it to you free
It's
because
gay.
you. Okay. Well, I'm glad.
Tesla, you're gay.
Okay.
Give it to me.
Straight up, you're gay.
All right. Well, we appreciate. Okay. We agree with that. Okay.
I have Rolls Royce Cullinan, and then I have as well Range Rover, and one other car I don't want to see on camera. But what I will say is, I used to have like 10 cars at one time, but I did it the wrong way.
Yeah, you did it. I mean, you're doing it correctly now,
No.
so it's okay to have the V8 poverty version until you earn your V12.
Damn.
First off, I want to go big after that.
And you have to be okay. Look, you have to be okay with being yourself, even if yourself does not look as amazing to everyone on the outside because some other guy has something else.
But you know what? I'm happy.
Exactly. That's what I'm saying. You're
I'm
making good
happier
financial
in
decisions.
this situation than I was having 10 cars doing it the wrong way.
That's exactly what I'm saying. And
I
you don't
get
have
in-
the financial
I
pressure
get in
around
my
you.
car. I'm with a beautiful girl. She's here right now. And we put the top down.
You
go
keep
for a
talking
drive.
about these girls. I don't see a single. What are you talking about again?
Look, right here.
Who? Your girl's sitting over there,
bro.
off camera. She's the only one in the room.
Yeah,
Kidding here, okay.
I know what you're saying.
But the point is that like these things that we see people have, we don't know how they procured them. And how you procure is how you will feel and be. So for example, me being in a situation now where I'm at, I'm happier being in because I'm happy how I got it. It's not invasive in my finances. It's not invasive in my lifestyle. And it's controllable.
And it's really good.
Yeah.
And it's fantastic.
Yeah.
And you'll get something bigger after, and you'll move your way up the ladder, and hopefully we won't see you in a Bugatti in 5 weeks. And because this will negate
Always a-
everything.
always
you
a
just
red
spit on this
flag.
podcast.
So you know what's crazy? I have a bunch of friends with Bugattis. A lot of friends with Bugattis. And I've actually driven one of them.
Yeah, it's not that exciting.
I'm not impressed by it.
It's just a big dick swing. There's
The
nothing else to
SVJ
it. Yeah.
was the best car I've ever driven.
A Bugatti as one car is worthless.
Yeah.
Like
Bro.
if you're a car guy, it's not.
Doesn't
I mean,
anything
like,
for you.
dude, if I have like 30 cars, my choice is never to get in the Bugatti as the first car.
So my friends with these Bugattis, they drive them maybe like once every month.
Right,
Yeah.
because you
They
take
do.
them out, you big dick, and then you put it back out.
And it breaks.
That's it. It's not. I mean, actually, it's very comfortable to use every day. The problem is, it's just not very like
Practical.
practical where you hit shit or like
What's
something.
the average repair cost or order
We had
for one
we
of
had
those?
So it's not that expensive if you don't go to Bugatti. Like an average oil change is like 15 grand, which is fair, you know. Like if you add this in the blowjob meter, because we have to
You have a blowjob-
find that.
Oh, you,
Yes, the blowjob meter
gonna
helps
go
us determine
across
the
the
real
screen.
value of things. So
Okay,
15,000.
let me honest here on
Yeah.
camera real quick. So
whoa.
so first
I don't like how you looked at me when you said that.
Oh,
So,
He's like, can I be honest? And he looked
what is up with the gay vibes today? Okay.
Oh man, but
two in one opposite.
so I have a problem, right?
With
Where, like,
blowjobs? With what? You said as soon as I said the blowjob meter.
where
so-
I used to like, okay, I would receive the act, but I couldn't explode. That makes sense, right?
Why are we talking about
Hold on, hold on, hold on, hold on,
Where's
hold on.
this going?
Hold on. And then I met this girl, and like, it happened, and I was like, wow, this is magical. And now I'm the happiest man alive.
It's because you like her.
All right. So anyways, so that's 75 blowjobs.
That went off the rip
basically.
fast.
Yeah.
Really?
I don't know where we went there, but okay. So if we average out basically $200 a blowjob in South Florida,
Miami blowjob.
that means that for every.
Yeah, that's what they cost. Not, I don't know from experience. My friend.
I don't know about Miami, but if
my
you go
friend
to
told me.
Pompano, that's what they cost. But anyways,
You can look it up on Google.
yeah,
For that shit.
Probably an-
so
probably an-
a lot of guys are paying for that shit. So anyway, so that's roughly, I mean, 75 blowjobs for the oil change of your Bugatti that you drive once. But you see, it's contradictory, so it's not worth it because if you think about it, you drive your Bugatti so you can get a blowjob. So that you get to get a girl to give you head. So ultimately, if you drive this once a month, that means that the $15,000 service earned you 12 blowjobs. Get it? Like because that's roughly about the thing. Maybe even a little bit more, but 75 is more than the amount of weeks. So technically, that means you could have one blowjob a week by not driving a Bugatti and servicing it, not even including the cost of the.
You know what changed my kind of outlook on things as well? Going to Europe.
Don't like where this is going.
Like,
I don't know what's going on.
like over there, I got mad bread, right? And they don't have they have like minimal stuff.
But it's also a space issue in Europe.
We had this
True.
conversation last week.
They don't
Yeah,
have the parking.
they don't have the space for it.
They don't have the culture. They don't have the parking. They live in like 10 million could buy you a nice apartment. It's like a New York lifestyle. You also don't
You're
have
right.
to drive places.
But seeing how they live, I learned, okay, I can still be successful and still do things differently. Like, for
Yes.
example, like they are happy as fuck. They just travel when they want to, do what they
correct.
want.
But remember, in Europe, it's a socialist model,
Yes.
which follows the social aspects of people being social together. So it's a different vibe generally than the US, which is a capitalistic, setup. But let's talk for a second about Corvettes because we got to get to this.
Oh man,
I know.
bro.
Do you love Corvettes?
Okay, you know what it is, bro? It's love and hate. Because I love that people can afford Corvettes, but the car is it's not a supercar, bro. It's like a.
Well, hold on. We had this conversation also last week.
Do you think that a $200,000 ZR1 Corvette earns you a seat at the table?
No, not at all.
Hold on.
It's still a
Why?
Corvette.
Why?
So here's the issue, right? If we pull up together, I got a Lambo.
Top down.
You got a cheaper Lambo. You got a Huracan that's not even as nice as meaning if you have a Huracan versus a Corvette, why does
there's
one
levels to it, of course, right? I'm just being real here, but let's look at it from a general outlook, right? Of people just watching that don't know about cars.
Correct.
We pull up to a spot. Let's go. We go to I don't know, Boston Market.
Why are we at Boston?
Oh yeah, who the fuck goes to Boston Market at 25?
Kidding. Let's say we go to like Eddie V's, right? Eddie V's. We pull up. I'm in the Huracan. You're in the Ferrari. No, you hate Ferraris.
Yeah.
You're in the McLaren.
Okay.
Then this bozo shows up in the McLaren. Sorry, in a Corvette.
Okay.
01.
Bozo.
I'm like, okay, who invited this? Because first of all, like, bro,
It's the third time you said it on the podcast.
right? Who invited this person in a Corvette? Because guess what? They don't know it's a 01. Oh, this is a Corvette. Oh, it's who is this person? Now we look weird. It's like we're not in synergy. So I think just generally speaking, people seeing what it is, it looks weird. Now, on the other hand, the car is worth its weight in gold because
Yes, it's respectably a decent car.
you get the speed, you get the sound, you get the technology,
Got it.
and the look for a really reasonable
Well, yeah,
price.
because they made it look like a super.
But is it now an affordable car if it's now the same price as a Huracan? That's the argument. Like back in the day, it was like 60 grand when Lamborghinis were 200 grand. Now Lamborghinis are 200 grand, Corvettes are 200 grand.
Well, we shouldn't buy it now. We should wait, right?
Well, no, I'm talking about the sticker. Even the
ZR1s
sticker
can still go up. I mean, historically, ZR1s in the manuals have been going way up. ZR1s non-manuals are still up. So it's not a bad investment. I don't have anything. I mean, this week they've had this other thing with Corvettes basically catching on fire or something. So there's now
a recall.
Yeah, there's like a recall. So they're basically bringing out all the 23, 26s, Z06s. I told people Z06s would tumble under MSRP. They didn't listen to me. They did. Historically, it always does. They just make too many of this crap.
So I did an experiment.
Did you?
I rented a Z06 Corvette for 2 days. I want to see what it felt like to wake up and be gay in a Corvette.
Whoa.
Pause. Just kidding. So I wake up, get in a Corvette, go to the beach, top down, go to Raising Cane's.
And then your hair.
Went on some excursions, and the car isn't bad at all. The problem is that it's a Corvette.
You're in a
That's
Corvette.
the problem. So in essence, I can't buy a Corvette. I can't. But for people that can't afford a nicer car, it's great.
But how do you feel when they start same thing with the EV people, right? They bring up this it's super gay, but this idea
Is it like a minority group?
yeah, it is a minority. It's a fucking bunch of idiots.
Listen,
people.
Yeah, what did they say? Oh, why is a Tesla not an incredible car? It goes faster than
shit.
this Lamborghini in a straight line, and I'm like,
it looks weird.
yes,
And it's ugly. It's like okay. Imagine you got a bad chick, right? That's maybe a smooth 8.
A smooth.
dude, you're going too deep into it. Think about it this way: EVs are basically Spirit Airlines. You're getting there, and it doesn't fucking matter. No one gives a shit.
It doesn't.
Yeah, you're right.
The Tesla might
You
not
might
get
get there faster because there's nothing on the plane, but you're not enjoying the ride. And by the time you fucking get there, no one gives a shit even off the plane. So it doesn't matter. Yeah,
You heard that they're going out of business, Spirit Airlines?
it is.
Yeah.
I thought they were being bought out by
They're filing for. They were supposed to. I think it was Delta or Frontier, and they said
They need to get saved.
You can't do.
They used to have $9 fares. That was an interesting thing. That was the original thing. It was
New
$9.
York.
Yeah.
No money.
Yeah, I used to go to Virginia for $9. That was why Spirit, and it was like a great airline. Then it got really popular and they fucked it up. I don't know what happened, or maybe.
But you know what they call a Spirit, right?
No.
Because
I-
you're fearing for your spirit when you get on a plane, you might die. But no, honestly speaking, man,
They've asked me to fly the plane one time, but aside from that,
what are you talking about?
never had a bad experience.
Yo, okay, quick question. You got 2 choices for pilots. Woman or man, who you choosing?
Pilot?
Pilot for your plane. Don't lie. Woman or man?
No, I'm saying I don't think I've ever seen I've never been on a flight with a female pilot.
I have. I almost
So
died. It was Spirit. But go ahead.
I don't think.
Yeah, I've never seen a female pilot.
I've never had a female
If you could
pilot.
choose
male pilot. Just my,
Yeah, I've never seen a female pilot. So I don't even know what it's like to get the vibe or not.
I was so shook. I wanted to change flights, but I didn't even back in Miami. And luckily, we made it safe.
Was it rough? Is that what it is? Or was it just...
well,
I'll be honest, it wasn't that bad.
factors go into it.
But what if she was on her period? What if she was like,
what is that?
But what does that have to do with flying a
plane
plane?
flies-
It's like the woman that
But the
drives
plane flies
cars.
itself.
the bathroom or something?
The plane flies itself.
Anyways, okay, all right.
Wow.
I'm just saying.
All right. So
Let us know
in
how you
related
really
news,
Got
apparently the trade-ins of Cybertrucks is way down.
Oh, boy.
Nothing new. We knew, but apparently on their site they had a glitch where someone made a trade-in offer on the Tesla on the website, and it actually showed it was $10,000 more than what they paid for it. And then they realized actually they were being played. Basically, it was like they're being trolled, and now it's like back down. So why do you think so many car companies struggle with trying to go electric when no one wants electric cars?
Well, first off, people thought it was cool. I have friends that bought it out the gate. They ordered it. I don't know why they did that shit, but they did it. And now they want to sell it, but they can't.
Right, because it's worth like 30 cents on whatever.
They're going to lose 30K out the gate.
More
right away,
yeah,
or more.
exactly, more. Yeah.
And it was new. It was hip. Oh, it's a cool car. It's going to be the new future. So they bought into that lie, I guess, or that illusion that Elon created where, I mean, it is the future to an extent, but like not right now. So in essence, they bought the...
You really think the Cybertruck's the future? You think the idea of
EVs?
electric cars with like crazy lights like that is just the future?
I think what's going to happen is, this is my doom and gloom report
Mhm.
here.
Oh boy.
But I think what's going to happen is it's going to be a world where it's going to be electric. No regular V8s or engines like that. It's going to be only electric, and they got to have control over these cars.
So they control
scat
basically your
So,
ability to
so
get
for
away.
example,
Right.
let's say you want to leave. You can't leave, sir. Engine shut off.
Yeah.
Or let's say you don't want to obey our rules. Government says, oh no, cut his engine off.
But isn't that automation for poor people, basically? Again, isn't that a way to control the
is.
narrative for poor people?
It is.
Again?
But imagine this: if all cars are electric, they have full control.
Yeah, assuming they're all electric.
Yeah.
Well,
Because most of the rich people won't be in those
Well,
fucking
hold on.
cars.
I won't be.
Exactly.
I don't want to be.
I think you're like a couple years behind the ball on that one because they don't have to be electric for them to control them.
It's
So, like,
true.
Yeah, they can also
control your
shut
car.
down. Yeah, they can shut down with on Star and whatever.
turn
Yeah.
it
True.
off like
But let's go further. Let's say I want you dead.
Whoa.
Zoom
So
into that wall.
Remember the Toyota?
Yeah, they can control. Yeah, and then say, "Oh, there was a malfunction.
Yeah.
He hit a wall." Yeah,
Look up Paul Walker.
yeah. Well, Paul Walker had a tire issue. I don't
Yeah,
think
Paul
it was-
Walker, that was mechanical.
I think it was
that
Illuminati,
it was a
man.
mechanical failure. Illuminati.
Wait, what? Okay.
Right? Right?
Paul Walker
All
was
right.
mechanical failure.
You know, we have hopes, and then you just crush. them
Listen,
to the
bro.
bottom.
Listen.
Hey,
The
you're
point
not, you're
is,
not making us look good right now.
EVs, electric cars are a part of the control system. And
Well, that part I agree. I agree that there's a security component to it, but I also think there's a Middle East dependency on oil going away from that, from the regular consumer, so we don't have to deal with that shit anymore.
But imagine a world, no dollar bills, all digital.
We're almost there now.
Yeah,
that's what I'm saying.
It's getting there.
Very rarely function with cash.
And the agenda is keep everybody needing help from the
Yeah.
government,
That's the point.
and then we control the infrastructure on you,
Yeah.
which you.
And also, we can look at everything you're doing at all times and
Yep.
understand what's
Control
going on.
Dude,
Yeah.
I was in France, right?
Ew.
They look at everything you do, and they tax you 60, 70%.
Yeah, correct.
And mind you, if you show wealth, they take it away from you. It's crazy, bro.
Yeah, there's a lot. Well, again, the socialist environment. Why people in Switzerland are afraid to show off that they have Bugattis. You know, even if they have the money to do it and they live in $30 million houses, they don't drive.
They don't.
$10 million cars because or they just tow them to their areas and basically for whatever shows. And
So they told me they go to Dubai or go to Morocco to spend their money.
yeah,
Yeah.
Which is sad. You
Well,
know?
I mean,
It's
it's
very
kind of the same thing here. You can't
put up that Lexus LF4.
You're not spending your money in Sandpoint, Idaho.
So last time,
It's the truth. You're gonna spend it in New York.
so we
in
talked about
California.
this. This is the new Lexus.
Car.
Looks cool.
Yeah, it looks kind of cool, right?
Yeah.
I am actually going to say the unthinkable here. I think it looks like complete shit. How hot was the concept?
Oh, the
Fucking-
one that we saw last week.
Yeah, this is supposed to be what the end result looks like.
It's like a Supra getting
Bro, this is like an
the
LC
gym.
500
went to the gym.
with a body kit that fucked an M2 and somehow it ended up
aggressively.
basically.
Wait, I need to see like the back though, like the ass.
Dude, this was supposed to be their great, first off, I'm glad it's not electric.
That's the
Oh,
only,
that's ugly.
that's,
Oh.
that's the only photo we
Yeah,
got.
but their concept car was beautiful.
Yeah, the concept last week was freaking gorgeous. Let me see. If
I mean,
pull
that was beautiful.
I need
So-
the full view.
Yeah, but
Like,
this looks like a Lexus again. Like they went from this concept that looked like, especially when they went to the price tag being somewhere around 250. Well, the LFA was like 500, so 400. So there's no way this is an LFA replacement if it's just a base sports model with like some bullshit brakes or whatever. It's just stupid.
Yeah, I mean,
Would you buy this over
no,
like some crazy like 300-400K exotic? No, it's fucking
definitely
stupid.
not.
Yeah.
Also, I can't see the interior, but I'm assuming it's gonna be.
It's gonna be fucking boring, like
basic
every other Lexus. Probably.
yeah.
Fucking stupid.
So that's the one that we saw last week. That thing is gorgeous.
Yeah.
Yeah, it just doesn't. It
That's,
doesn't really.
that's what we saw, and this is what we got. Very different, and that's when things change from concept to kind of more or less real car. Obviously, things change.
Remember Jaguar?
Yeah,
Well,
now they're like complete. But look at how good this looked.
that looks
look at
gorgeous.
that looks beautiful. But now they went from this shit to that shit. I don't understand. Like I don't understand how someone thought that was a good
They
idea.
put a hood on an IS 350.
Yeah, exactly. They were like, how do we do this on a budget?
Apparently, they had a surplus of LFA wheels.
Yeah,
They're like,
exactly.
we have a bunch of
Terrible,
these in
yeah.
the warehouse somewhere.
But so you were talking about Jaguar. Yeah, I saw the rebrand with the fucking terrible, right? And they put that idiot on YouTube. He was talking about his
CEO.
Yeah, he was talking about his decision to do that and everything else. You know what this fucking guy said? He said that his 3 dream car garage. You ready for this? This isn't a joke. A Range Rover. If money was no object, he was asked, "What 3 cars do you have in your garage?"
Yeah.
A Range Rover. Because obviously they represent the Range Rover brand, so he had to jerk off and be like, I would buy something we are selling
I would buy something
outside of Jaguar, right?
Yeah.
But then too, he goes, of course, the iconic 911. I'm like, okay, tell me you don't know cars by just reciting a fucking 3-letter word. And then this was the one I was like, get the fuck out of here. Like someone should fire this guy. A Mustang. He goes, you know, who doesn't like the American icon, the Mustang?
Well,
A Mustang.
Well, you also got to remember, anyone that's been a Jaguar forever, remember the Mustangs like fueled the Jaguars for the longest
Yeah,
time.
but like if someone asks
money's
you,
not an option.
yeah, like how does that become like what are you like? You're saying you're the CEO of a brand and you're that retarded and you don't have Mustang money right now? Like if you really want it,
Must be gay.
I mean the Rimac, you know, like the guy that owns, I think, well, I don't know what his name is, I forgot, but the guy Matt, or yeah, what is it, Matt? The guy that owns Bugatti and Rimac, because there is a young guy, but he has like a BMW he loves to death, but he also has a collection of
Mate Rimac.
yeah, and he's got a complete collection of exotics, which is pretty fucking crazy. But at least he's not like fucking stuck on my BMW is like the coolest car in the
I think
world.
I'm a favorite car for sure, but like, as your all top 3 cars.
Exactly, it's a Mustang.
You know what? That's a good, what's your favorite car? That's a good question.
All right, so
Your favorite car?
hands down SVJ, hands down.
It's a good
Like-
experience, right?
Like,
experience.
dude, it's under $1 million. 1, 2.
For now.
The car itself, you get speed,
Mm-hmm.
you get the look,
Yeah.
you get the sound,
Uh-huh.
and no other car I've seen in that range can give you all of that plus more. And you know the funny part? People know it's a Lamborghini,
It's unmistakably
and the doors go up.
Lamborghini.
Yo, what did they say? Doors go up.
Panties go down.
Panties go down.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Or
so-
that's assuming they got panties to begin with.
Yeah, it's 2025, bro.
Listen,
We're past that now.
you're right. Nowadays they don't. But the point is that like right now, that's my dream car, hands down.
SVJ.
So that's my next goal again, to get another SVJ the right way.
Okay. Well, that's good.
Cool, cool,
So hopefully the right way so you can hold it.
Yes.
And it doesn't cost you a Bugatti.
No,
Okay.
no.
We're not doing that again. You promise?
You can have both of them.
Pinky promise.
You're taking an oath on this show right
Listen,
now?
I've evolved, fellas. I've been in
That's the 4th one. I'm keeping count.
for what, 4 years? Now I'm a cultured black man.
Okay. Well, respectful.
I don't want to.
Listen, bro. Because you know what it was?
You work
My
in the
friends
house,
were I got NBA players, NFL players. I'm friends with those guys. Like we're outside getting lit, party, and it's like, all right, I'm in the circles, but we're doing like dumb shit. We're wasting money doing dumb shit, and I've been there. However, now I'm on the right path, so we're good.
All right. So let's take a break for a second and then we will come right back and finish this talk about cars. All right, guys, we're back. So, you know, we got a little bit off topic at the beginning of this. Let's talk a little bit about just generally coolest cars you're excited about seeing come out in the next couple of years. What are you excited for? Is there anything that you wanted to try that you're just... Because I know you said SVJ, but you've had an SVJ before, and it wasn't necessarily...
I'm worried, okay? I'm worried because I don't want to see great cars go electric. That's what I'm scared about. And this is why, for me now, I think the older cars that were established that people love and know from childhood or nostalgia will still be better than the new cars. Now, however, this is what I will say. The Lamborghini Revuelto, I think was a bust. I think the SVJ was way better on all fronts. And this is my opinion because Obviously speaking, I'm black, but it's because that car, it doesn't have the aggression or the appeal.
But you're comparing the last of a 12-year generational car to the first. So if you want to compare to a Revuelto, you have to compare it to the 2012, 2014 Aventador and say, is it better than that? Because I make that mistake too sometimes. We see the latest and greatest come out and we go, oh, this new Ferrari, like for example, like whatever F8's out, right? And we go, that's not as good as a Pista. Well, that's a high production Ferrari versus a limited edition race car. So will the next SF90XX be as good as a Pista is a better conversation than will the F8 base model be as good as the premium, impossible to get 488 variation that came out and nobody got one.
I see what you're saying.
So like if I compare to Pista today, I would say is the new 296 Speciale, a better car than a Pista. And I would argue probably not, like, meaning I haven't driven one yet, so I don't know, but I hated the 296. So.
Actually, speaking of, while we're on topic here, can I drive your Pista?
Can I what?
Drive your Pista?
I don't have a Pista anymore. I sold all my Ferraris.
You did?
Yeah, I sold all my Ferraris. I
Yeah,
sold
you're
my
right.
12, I sold my Pista.
All gone.
You know what's funny?
But that car was completely fucked up. Yeah. And we both know where it came from. And the reason it was fucked up was because our wonderfully mentally misaligned person named Alex, who is in Florida doing donuts with his cars, destroying the cars, blew out the turbos. So they were smoking white smoke all throughout. So then I couldn't figure out what was wrong with it. And I dumped it. I still made $100,000, but I dumped it before it would have a series of issues that I didn't want to deal with. But generally speaking, unfortunately, who owns cars before you buy them matters. And in this case, I did not know he owned it before.
Certain people, if they own cars, I don't want them.
Exactly.
100%.
Because my cars, I just drive in a straight line, A to B.
I mean, listen, there's nothing wrong with driving a car fast, but abusing it is a difference.
Donuts as well, though.
But to back to your point, I think that here's the argument manufacturers make when they say, well, the old stuff's out and the new stuff's in. So when you look at McLaren and they might say, well, we'll build electric cars now, or someone like Lamborghini saying, we'll do an all electric hypercar. Eventually, what happens is kids that are born in these generations, well, they don't know the alternative. We know what analog driving is. We know what the raw experience of an SVJ
Manual shift. Yeah.
Like the feeling of a clutch and all this. But kids now are born into their dream cars being cars that are electric. Their dream cars being the Rimac or weird cars. So it takes a cycle to pass where people are like, I no longer understand what this is. Like there's a generation now that still thinks the F40 and the F50 Ferraris drive fantastic. They're like, this is a raw car. It feels like it's going to kill you. That's not my generation, meaning that was never my poster car. So like when I get in a car like that, I go, why the fuck would anybody want to drive this? This is crazy. It's literally trying to kill you. Like why would I feel like I want to go really fast in something that's so unsafe?
Murdery.
Like I think about that and I go, they consider themselves good race car drivers because like I can control this. And I look at it, I'm like, why do you need to? There's hundreds better cars that go faster to do this better and don't feel like they're going to kill you. So the argument is, I've never been born in that generation, where I drove cars that were metal and felt like that and just everything rattled and that was what power felt like. So I don't know that. And what I'm saying is you are just like around my age, we're 10 years apart, but you're also in that newer generation where you feel the car and things like that. But there's a new generation that's like 15, 10 years old now.
My kids.
Yeah. And they're going to grow into...
You're right.
They're going to grow into a world where by the time they get old enough to afford a nice car... not even Ferrari, but like a nice BMW. The majority of them will be somewhat electricized to a way where it's like, oh, that's normal. That's what hot looks like these days. It's a lot of tech and a lot of lights and a lot of this.
So what are you looking forward to? Like, for example, next cars coming out.
I'm looking forward to actually a lot of these third party. We talked about this last week. A lot of these third party manufacturers that don't exist coming out with product. Like we've become so dependent on big manufacturers like McLaren, Ferrari, Lamborghini. And we've never given the small guys a chance that are building really exclusive cars. Like I just bought a Gunter for $1 million. That's
Like-
something.
Like the Chinese ones?
No, fuck the Chinese guys. I'm talking about this.
I'm about to say, okay, cool.
I'm talking about the guys that are like they make these resto mods where they bring back older designs, but they modernize the cars. So they're like technically newer motors, better, like more posh, but they still hold the value of like what made certain cars iconic. And I think these manufacturers before never had a shot because people were so afraid that like no one could fix it. What if it breaks down? Like for example, Pagani's an example of that. You don't really have a lot of Pagani dealers across, but the fact that they're better than and more usable, workable than a Koenigsegg means that they're going to have a larger audience. And Koenigsegg's like, hey, nobody should touch our cars. Then more and more people are going to be like, well, that's cool because it looks cool. But as they own them, they're going to be like, it's always in the shop, so it doesn't make sense.
Actually, I have a question.
Uh-huh.
If I want to stunt on all these niggas, what car should I buy in the ultra
Hellcat
status?
What?
Okay.
Like I'm talking about like Bugatti, Rimac.
So
like
my opinion, Rimac is junk. It's basically sold at 50 cents on the dollar now on the used market. So it's junk.
damn.
Yeah, it's like a Tesla. It's stupid. It's a fast car. I don't care. It's just a fucking vacuum cleaner. It goes 0 to 60 in a second. Doesn't help you. But the real thing is like you can stunt in two factors. You could either do, I bought a $2 million old vintage car and the right money guys, and I'm not looking for that attention. If you want Miami attention, no car, I don't care. It's a Pagani, a Koenigsegg will have the presence of a Bugatti. No matter how basic.
I agree.
No matter how basic.
because everyone knows what a Bugatti
It's no different than saying the coolest Corvette or the coolest, like fastest, best variation of a, like whatever the fuck you want to call it, Mercedes, like specialty Black Series, whatever is still
Nobody
not gonna
cares.
Exactly. So like if you pull a Black Series out and you put it next to a Huracan, it's twice as expensive, twice that. A Lambo is a Lambo, right? Like a Bugatti is a Bugatti. So like it's just not going to change. Like that, what that does is undeniably, and I've owned every car. So I'm not saying this from a place of like, I'm just cool and I have a Bugatti. So like nothing touches a Bugatti from a status symbol. Like never seen it. The closest thing I've seen, funny enough, Phantom. I know. I'm telling you, like
unmistakably a
A Phantom?
yeah, and I'll tell you why.
You look like a
Because,
Phantom.
Okay,
Phantom pull-up.
Cullinan, no, because everybody has a Cully.
Oh, dude, Cullinan.
Cullies are like basically the
Bro,
woman's version of the Urus for rich people.
I promise you, that is the car I regret buying the most.
Yeah,
Cullinan.
No, I agree. I
it's
agree.
like a boat on wheels.
I don't like 'em.
It's amazing for my wife, but it's not. It's not for me. Like the only reason I drive it to Miami and I come see you is because I don't care that the valet takes it. I'm like, if you fuck it up, I don't care.
Take the car. I'm done.
Put it out there. It doesn't.
But I'll say
matter.
this: the back seats are amazing, though.
Yeah, no. The Phantom is better for that purpose.
I know.
And the Phantom has mirrors in the top.
Here we go.
So you can open the mirrors and literally see what's going on your cock. I just blew your mind right there. Blew your mind.
You heard that? You heard that?
Anyways, so I don't know why you keep talking to the screen, but we keep having this conversation. So all right, so the Phantom has that presence because the Phantom is stealth welt. And people don't see enough of them. They see the ghost.
They're very rare.
Yeah. So when you see them, and the size just wows people in a way where I always get the paparazzi feeling in the Phantom or in the specifically the Bugatti. Like the Bugatti, if I go to the dinner, everybody's taking a photo on their way out, no matter what. And same with the Phantom. Like if they see me driving in it, they're like taking a photo thinking I'm someone.
I remember seeing a video in Scott Storch pulled up in the Bugatti with Kim Kardashian in South Beach. That was like one of a that was like
Iconic.
an experience where like that car, the Bugatti, doesn't ever change. Like
No.
wow factor is like wow,
Right. And here's the argument. Old Bugatti, same wow factor as new Bugatti. Like most people don't even know what Bugatti models are because they never see them. So if you said I bought an old ass Bugatti for like $1.2 million, which is a lot of like maintenance and issues. But let's say you bought that and you were like, oh, I just want that because I don't want a Senna that's like 1.4 or whatever, same type of dollar. Even though that's old, even though like that's fucked up, like you would look at that and be like, that's boring to drive or it looks like shit. It's
Bugatti.
still will get 10,000 paparazzis over like a Senna that's like a great color or something cool. People will still take photos of that, but not at the wow factor of like, who are you, dude? Like, why are you in a Bugatti? Like, so
that's a very good take. Bugatti, by all means, is the best one.
Which is why I usually laugh when any influencer will go out and be like, I bought this because everybody else has a Bugatti. No, you bought this because you can't afford it.
listen. That is the broke mentality. But I'll say this though. Let's say I want to get a car.
Mhm.
I'm making money now. I'm making 100K a month basically, or maybe like 50K a month, something like that in that range. How should I procure this car? Should I get a loan? Should I buy it cash? Like, how should I get these cars, you would say?
Look, lending gives people access to cars. I did a full video series on this. We'll link it in the description here. Just
Check
so
it
for
out.
people to understand lending. But lending is really simple. It gives you early access to things, right? So you have to think of lending like a house. No one shames anyone for taking out a loan for their house.
Nobody. Yeah.
Nobody. Like, no one says,
30 years.
nobody says like, hey, you got a house loan, you're broke, dude. Like, why'd you get a mortgage, right? Nobody.
Yeah.
Why? Because historically as a society, we've accepted that houses go up, right? Okay, so there's nothing wrong with getting a conventionally good loan on the right car. The problem is that people want to speed that access, like we talked about earlier, and therefore take out the wrong loans on the wrong cars and put themselves in financial ruins over them.
Yeah.
I'm arguing that you can easily buy a really nice SVJ or whatever you want without having to, with doing it in steps and taking out a loan in a manner that puts you in a positive equity position at all times until you're getting ready to get rid of it. So I think more than anything else, that's what people are missing in today's world is they don't understand that lending has a step to it, the same way as exotic car ownership doesn't start at the SVJ level. Maybe in Miami, people feel like they have to compete, but they compare themselves and they can't do it. So they want to buy today. But reality is, if you get to the SVJ level, you're already 0.001% of the exotic car world. I know that in Miami it seems otherwise, but don't forget there's 40 Bugatti Chirons within a 10-mile radius between Miami and Fort Lauderdale.
Jeez.
Right. There's 500 cars built in the world. There's 40 of them. That's like a little bit under fucking 10% within a city. Like,
Wow.
right. Like, think about, like, you know what I mean? That's
You could
crazy.
throw a rock and hit one.
Right. So are you ever going to really compete, or compare yourself to people like, it's not necessary. Like, it's not necessary. You're still really
I don't want to.
Right. You shouldn't. You're doing really well. I think, this was my argument I had when I was a kid with people. There's a guy that had a Lamborghini and put fake badges on it. He was like Performante and all that shit in his Gallardo. And I asked him, I said, why do you do that? He was young. He was 20. He was also like 22, 23. And he goes, because my friends have, these cars. And I said, wait a minute. How old are your friends? He's like 40, 60, this. And I go, okay, you're in your 20s. You got a beautiful Lamborghini. Why do you discredit yourself as a human being and make yourself feel like you're worth by wearing a fake Richard Mille and trying to own this fake Performante? Why aren't you proud of the fact that you're 20 and this guy's 60 with a car 3 times as much? That means in the next 5 years, you could be where your friend is technically.
Mm-hmm.
Isn't that more beautiful? Isn't that more exciting? Isn't that more like enjoyable to say in 5 years, I'll be where you are at 60? Fuck, that's amazing, right? Like, holy shit.
But I think it's part of the instant gratification
Right.
thing.
No, it's part of it's part of the ego and it's part of the low self-esteem that comes from being, it's funny. Like they say, if you're the smartest guy in a room, you're in the wrong room.
In the wrong room.
We heard that, right? You've heard that 100 times on your show, I'm sure. Every, whatever Instagram person says that.
Cliche.
Yeah, cliche, right? But they also say if you're in a room and everybody else is smarter than you, then you're in the right room because you're going to grow. But yet, when people are in the right room, because they're the weakest link in that room, somehow they want to pretend like they're a link that matters in that room. So why? Why not just be the weakest link in a room and grow to be the best room? When I came to Florida, I moved into a neighborhood. My neighbor had a Bugatti, and I couldn't afford a Bugatti. And I was so happy that I finally moved from a city like DC, where everyone kissed my ass for having a Lamborghini and come to the club, dude. Like, come bring your car up front so we can get business.
Yeah.
To a city where they were like, park your shit in the back because no one gives a fuck. Like, and like we have nicer cars here. And I was like, great. Now that they normalize success, I can rise.
Mm-hmm.
And it took me 10 years, but I rose to one of the top guys in Florida for cars, and I was like, at the time I wasn't, at the time I was like, it was 2011. I looked around, I was like, I'm broke as fuck. These people are like fucking stupid money, like I don't know what they're doing. And then the more I learned, the more I stood here, the more I was motivated by it. I set my standards high. And when I got there, I was like, I got there correctly. No one's taking it away from me, And I think that's the key. The key is to, if it takes longer to get there, but you can retain it, that's
Way
what
better.
matters.
So much.
I realized like having things for a short period of time to, I guess, speed up the process isn't worth it
No,
because
it's terrible.
It costs more too.
imagine like getting $1 million and then someone just taking it away from you because
Why don't you like McLarens? You're not a McLaren guy.
No.
Have you ever driven a 765?
Andrew Tate. So listen.
Why? Andrew Tate loves McLaren.
No, he liked the 765 LT.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. It's a great car.
But all the rest, bro, my first, okay, get this right. This is a crazy story. It's on my YouTube, actually, on one of the vlogs. I just made some good money, right? Podcast's popping off. Things are great. I want a exotic car. I buy a McLaren. But like you said earlier, with the guy doing donuts, all this stuff, the guy dogged this car out. So my first McLaren, I'm like, yeah, 570S. I'm popping off like, yeah, I'm the guy. I'm going to my first car show. Mind you, I would park in the back. Every time I go to car shows, I park in the back. At Toyota Corolla, 92, all in the back. Well, all the way in the back. Finally, I have my exotic car to go to car show. I'm going up to Pines. I'm by the Hooters, right? The car breaks down.
The McLaren.
Yes. Mind you, if the McLaren breaks down, windows don't go up and down.
Correct. You're if
screwed.
it's locked out, if it's limbo mode, it's done.
I legit could have died. I thought it was over. I couldn't maneuver. I didn't know what to do. The car's shut down. I'm cooked. There's no battery.
It's happened to me too, driving on a 720.
That's scary, bro. And luckily, I made some phone calls. People came, but that's my first experience with a McLaren.
Yeah,
That was the wrong McLaren.
It was, but it was what I could afford.
No. I'm saying it's the wrong McLaren.
Wrong
from
car, the specific
the
car.
car specifically, not the model. I'm
not the
saying
model, it was a specific
you
car.
got it from the wrong place.
Yeah.
It was probably a cheap McLaren, so it wasn't properly held back. Did it?
But just the idea that I can suffocate in this fucking car turned me off, bro.
That's all of them. No.
What do you say to
Oh,
Tesla people were burning in their cars? Can't even get out.
Really?
Yeah,
The Tesla cars are catching
Catching
fire.
fire all
They
left
lock
and right.
out and they basically you're stuck in the car.
That is.
it's not a new thing. I got stuck on a Lotus
yeah,
at
that's
least
it.
one time for like an hour. Same
But
reason.
here's my point. Lambo, never any issues. Ferrari, not my favorite. And Aston Martin has been the best to me. That car
the
is
new ones are
fucking
so good.
amazing,
Yeah,
bro.
new Aston is
New
amazing.
ones
Bro,
are so good.
I get more head turns in my Aston than I did my Lambo.
because
Different.
it's,
No one sees it. It's
right.
like,
and it's also like a very respectable car.
Mhm.
It's not like a very show off car. It's very like,
sure.
oh, you have a nice looking car. People don't think you're doing it for the circus.
It's elegant.
monkey. Yeah, exactly.
Elegant.
So they
classy.
can be
It's elegant.
I'm a
classy.
culture now. I'm a black culture.
Yeah, I don't know about that part, but yeah.
Yeah, Ruben.
The point is, the McLaren experience I had was terrible. But I've heard Sunset 5 LT, one of the best ones, is fast, it's sleek, it's
And it's a
amazing.
lot of fun. It's a lot of
you have
fun.
one?
Yeah, I have one downstairs. I have
Okay.
the rarest one in the world
Can I-
upstairs. You can drive
can I
it.
drive it?
You want to drive it?
Let's do it.
Yeah, let's do it.
Woo!
We'll do it
Can I
after
keep
the
it?
show.
Yeah, yeah.
I don't know about
Can you
keeping
keep
it. I'm not that nice.
Whoa.
I'm kidding. But no.
But you can drive it, yeah. If you want
Yeah.
to drive it, feel what it is.
But McLaren to me, I just didn't like it because of that experience. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
So I just
Okay. So
By the way,
it's more
Andrew likes
personal.
your-
It's more personal.
your collection, by the way.
oh, thank you.
Andrew
What do you say?
He says it's an amazing collection.
Wow, I got a compliment from Andrew.
Shout out to him.
Start blushing.
Take it, bro.
Getting extra time.
But no.
Listen, it's funny because I actually am one of the few people. I'm incredibly conscious and I'm incredibly intelligent, and yet I believe that while his messaging is somehow sometimes a little bit extreme in the sense that it's marketing in essence in the messaging.
Smart.
Yes, exactly. It's a way to get attention in a polarized world. I think that 95% or so of what he says has accuracy in the human behavior of how people have basically acted. And one of the things he once said, which he said on one of his random things, which I'm sure 99% of people missed over because it wasn't
Didn't catch it.
outrageous, which was what made me believe that he was actually a very intelligent, well thought out human being, was he said, when you look at a problem, you have to look at it from the self, how society sees it, and how other people's perspectives of you seeing that problem are. And I'm like, that's exactly how conscious human beings think. They don't think about what am I saying? What does it mean for me? They think about what am I saying? How is it received? How will this person receive it? How will I look to myself back when I look at this context? And he's like, that's how I make a decision on what to say. And I go, that is the definition of understanding the self outside of the ego. So I'm like, even though it comes across as ego driven for everyone else, it isn't that way, even though he, again, but I've always said this, and we can end it on this because this show could go on forever. Good conversations.
Yeah.
But the biggest issue is that confidence is mistaken for arrogance by poor people. And the thing is, when you're confident in something, because you have a track record in it. So when you're saying what you're saying, because he's dated 500 women and he's like, this is how basically it plays out. All the poor people that are married to one woman their whole life, she's ugly, she's fat, she's not giving them head, nothing, and they're very fucking unhappy. That person right there is like, that guy's wrong. It's going against my values. And it's like, well, you don't have the perspective of 500 women around you to know what that looks like.
Yeah.
So this is the same people that tell us like exotics aren't useful. They're stupid. They're wasting money.
Have you driven
Right,
one?
but do you own one? Have you owned one? Have you seen what it does for you? No. Oh, having a Richard Mille is stupid. Who wastes money on that? You don't even have the money to spend on that. So it doesn't even matter.
So thanks to your tutelage and getting into the space of just exotic cars in general, I went to a car show, had my SVJ at that time. I met a guy that wanted to sponsor the show.
Cool.
And from that deal, $1 million.
Nice.
Yeah. So what I'm saying is, again, that wouldn't have happened if
it's
you were
access.
not there.
You're like, oh, you're done for buying this car. Okay, well, I just made a bunch of money having this car because of access.
Yeah, access.
So like, people don't understand. Watches are cool too, but cars by far supersede.
Because it's mass appreciated.
Yeah,
You know,
yeah.
Watches are much smaller niche. They're getting bigger,
Yeah.
but eventually they'll do more than watches.
Everyone-
They'll do more than cars.
Yeah,
Why?
everyone's got to drive.
In
Everyone's
due time,
traffic.
you know? Yeah.
Everyone sees cars every single day.
And you buy a house first, a car 2nd, and you buy a watch third. So what I'm saying is like, so there's a smaller pool each time, you know, as you go, because not everyone gets like the huge house. You know, like even if rich people are there, if they don't have nice cars, they still have nice houses.
Yeah.
Then some of them buy nice cars, right? Because they like it, and then some of those have even further spend.
But I found you from the cars. Like,
I know, because it's more mainstream.
It's more mainstream.
yeah.
And exotic car hacks is more popular generally.
You know what I get the question all the time? Yo, Fresh, your boy PJ, does this course actually work?
Yeah.
I was like,
I get that question too.
bro, obviously it works. You see my shit? Or you see like, other people's shit? Like, it works.
We're here.
But then again, obviously speaking, sometimes I don't listen, so. But yeah, there you go.
Anyhow, guys, a really good show. Appreciate you coming on. I know you have your own show, which I've been on a couple of times.
Yes, we need to do another one.
Questionable characters at times.
It's in Miami, bro.
Well,
you know,
said-
bro, in Miami, you get a mix of characters.
Yes.
It's a circus show.
Yeah.
So some are good, some are bad. It is what it is.
So when is the next circus airing, and how can people find it?
We film Monday, Wednesday, and Friday at 8 p.m. EST. Fresh and Fit on YouTube and Rumble. Rumble's the best platform in the world for free speech. Go check it out. And of course, we have another show, Tuesday, Thursdays, 35 Podcast. We do dating, special guests, and of course, fun stuff.
All right. Well, I'm looking forward to debating that guy, Gary, at some point
Yes,
soon. So
let's do Gary and you debating
Gary.
conscious mindset versus numerology. I'll be hilarious.
it'll be a lot of fun. I'm excited for it. So thanks again for watching, guys, and we will catch you next week.
Peace.